A very serene, optimistic, cheerful, and zealous morning to each and everyone present here. I feel extremely honored and delighted to extend my earnest welcome to everyone who has marked their presence today on this auspicious occasion of 43rd Foundation Day of ICAR-NAARM.
If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a true leader. This quote by John Adams holds true when it comes to our art academy, ICAR-NAARM. Since its inception in 1976, it has proven its professional brilliance in the field of agriculture, research, and management. And today, we all have gathered here to acknowledge that brilliance and to commemorate 43rd year of supreme legacy. After the success of Green Revolution and the emergence of a vibrant agricultural research and education system across the country, it was felt that there was a need for an appropriate institution that could bring a more professional outlook to all those engaged in agricultural research and education. Creation of ICAR-NAARM was one of the initiatives undertaken to meet this felt need.
On 1st September 1976, it started as Central Staff College for Agriculture, but it was felt necessary to change the title to give it a national status and also to define clearly the objectives of the institution, and so the name was changed to National Academy of Agricultural Research Management in 1979. The establishment of NAARM was thus a major landmark in the history and growth of the national agricultural research system in India. Since then, we have come a long way, making significant contribution in agricultural research, education, extension, and agribusiness.
Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As sunlight expels the darkness of night, similarly, blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. Here, I would like to proceed with program by taking the blessings from Almighty. And hereby I invite all the dignitaries on the dais to come and join us in lighting the lamp.
Now I would like to invite Shri Ashish Roy, JDAR-NAARM, for the welcome address.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Dr. Peter Karbari sir, Dr. C.S. Srinivas Rao Garu, Dr. M. Krishnan, Dr. S.K. Som sir, dignitaries of the dais, officers and friends, I welcome all of you to this august gathering. Today is a landmark day for NAARM. We are celebrating the 43rd Foundation Day, and as you have heard, that the Academy was established on 1st September 1976 to conduct capacity building program in agriculture in India and abroad. The entire NAARM family is grateful to Dr. Peter Karbari, Director General ICRISAT, who has gladly accepted our invitation to be the chief guest to this function. We welcome him to this august meeting. May I now request Dr. C.S. Srinivas Rao sir, Director NAARM, to welcome Dr. Peter with a floral bouquet. I, on behalf of the entire NAARM family, extend a hearty welcome to Dr. B. Venkateshwarlu sir, QRT member and former Vice Chancellor, Marathwada Krishi Vidyapith Parbhani, Dr. KPC Rao sir, Dr. D. Ramarao sir, Dr. Sami Reddy, Dr. Voleti, all other directors, former directors, eminent scientists, officers, retired staff members, faculty members, staff members, and postgraduate students. I welcome all of you to this Foundation Day celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would request our Honorable Joint Director, ICAR-NAARM, Dr. S.K. Som, to come to the podium and introduce our chief guest.
The Honorable Chief Guest of the function and the Director, NAARM, my respected colleagues, Dr. M. Krishnan, Dr. Ashish Roy, all the guests from ICR institutes and other institutes, all the former employees and officers of NAARM, all the students and all the faculty of the academy and officers and staff of the academy. I take this opportunity to introduce to you Dr. Peter Carberry, who is the Director General of ICAR-NAARM. So this is I'm fortunate to get this opportunity to introduce him to you. Dr. Carberry is the citizen of Australia. He's Australian national. And then he received PhD in agriculture from University of Sydney. Before joining ICAR-NAARM, he was the chief research scientist of and also the partnership leader in a organization, a joint organization of CSIRO, that is Commonwealth Scientific Industrial Research Organization, and the African Food Security Initiatives. He is a crop physiologist, and he has published around 90 research papers and very high impact research papers. Some of them like agricultural systems, plant and soil, and these kind of level of the publications, and so many book chapters and so many other publications like conference papers and articles and this. He has developed one agricultural production system simulator, APSIM. This is really the wonderful effort where the biophysical parameters, the biochemical physiological parameters of the plant, and also the climate parameters, and you can see this on, it is available on website. So you just put APSIM and you get this simulator. This is a wonderful modeling software, and this has been also published in Elsewhere journal in environmental modeling and software, which is a journal of Elsewhere. Dr. Peter started his career from the research career from India, actually, from ICAR-NAARM as a research scholar in 1982. And then he held several positions like team leader of economic and environmental performance of Australian agriculture, then CSIRO, then Australian Sustainability Initiatives, then Deputy Director, Agri-Industry and International Relationship, and team leader for the partnership program between CSIRO and food security. He has held several other scientific positions such as board director of Australian Institute of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, president of Australian Society of Agronomy, Grain Research and Development Corporation, and then senior fellowship, board member of International Crop Science Congress, and he is the associate editor and the member of the editorial board of several reputed journals. And he has also received several international awards. Australian Medal for Agriculture Science from Agriculture Institute Australia, and Officer d'Ordre National Due from Burkina Faso, that government of Burkina Faso, and he is an elected fellow of Australian Academy of Technological Science and Engineering and Australian Institute of Agricultural Science and Technologies. And his publications are most wonderful. You just you go to that website of ICAR-NAARM, and so many wonderful publications he has, very high impact journals, and in fact it can be role model for all of us as far as the publication and developing the products are concerned. And sir, we are quite fortunate that director and me, we visited your alma mater, University of Sydney, and also we had discussion in GRDC in May. Thank you. Thank you.
Now I invite Dr. P. Krishnan, Head PME Cell and Member Secretary, Awards Selection Committee, to announce the awards.
Very, very good morning to all of you. I'm really pleased to have this responsibility to announce the Best Employee Award for this year. I request Dr. Peter Carberry, DG ICAR-NAARM, to kindly grace this one and then distribute the awards to the winners. The Best Employee of the Year 2017-18 in the Administration and Finance category. It goes to Mr. Srinivas Bhatt, Administrative Officer, NAARM. The Best Employee of the Year in the category Administration Finance Non-Officer, Shri K. Surya Narayana, UDC in the Admin section. The Best Employee of the Year 2017-18 in the among the technical staff T1 to T5 grade goes to Shri N. Naresh Kumar, Technical Officer and in charge Video Production Lab. The Best Employee of the Year 2017-18 in the category Technical Officers, Dr. P. Vijayendra Reddy, Chief Technical Officer and OAC Training and PG Studies Unit. Best Employee of the Year in the Skill Support Staff category, male. The awardee is Shri P. Yadaya from the ESM division. Best Skill Support Staff of the Year, female category, Srimati C. Kaushalya from the XSM division, please. The best staff members, that is casual labor and temporary status staff. The best performer in the male category, Shri P. Yadaya. The best performer in the casual laborer with the temporary status category female, Srimati J. Pramila. The second category of awards, the best employee of the decade. So this award again, it's given for one each from the 4 different categories. The best employee of the decade in the administration and finance section. The award goes to Srimati N. Vijayalakshmi, Junior Accounts Officer, Finance section. Best employee of the decade in the technical cadre is none other than Dr. A. Devnath, Chief Medical Officer of NAARM. The best employee of the decade in the skill support staff, it goes to Shri S. Swami, Assistant Gestator Operator. He superannuated yesterday. Best Employee of the Decade award in the Casual Laborer with Temporary Status category goes to Shri D. Babaya from the Farm section. This year, the Academy has instituted 3 special service awards in alignment with the national as well as institutional focus, and then to recognize the staff members who have contributed towards achieving that. The first special award, Best Performer of the Year, for implementation of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. First Swachhta Award for the 2017-18, it goes to Dr. M.A. Bashit, Chief Technical Officer and in charge Farm section. The Best Performer of the Year 2017-18 towards maintenance of infrastructure. The award goes to Shri Sohail Ahmed, Chief Technical Officer and in charge maintenance of the Academy. Best Employee of the Year towards energy conservation. It goes to the person who is Power Section in charge, Mr. P. Mohan Singh, Chief Technical Officer and in charge Electricity Section. One of our staff members bagged the ICR level national award, ICR cash award for the skill support staff. And the award was conferred on the ICR Foundation Day. It was Mr. B. Ashok for his great service in the academic cell. He won the award for his performance among the skill support staff across the institutions, like entire ICR's institutions. A big hand for him, like, please. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you, Select, to all the dignitaries for gracing the occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request our chief guest to come on the podium for release of the policy brief, and I would also request all the other dignitaries on the dais to join him.
I feel extremely privileged to invite our esteemed chief guest of the day, Dr. Peter Carberry, to deliver the Foundation Day lecture. We all are eagerly waiting for your inspiring words, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here at NAARM. The director, Dr. Srinivasa, thank you very much for the invitation. Dr. Som, Dr. Krishnan, Ashok Roy. It's very pleasing to be here with Semin Reddy from CREDA and former directors of CREDA and NAARM, distinguished staff of NAARM and the students and staff of NAARM. So when I received this invitation, I accepted with great honour. It's a very privileged opportunity to come and speak to the premier agricultural research management training and research centre in India, and one of the premier institutions in the world. To be asked to come and provide a lecture at the Foundation Day, the 43rd Foundation Day, is a real honour. I'm currently acting in the Director General role at ICAR-NAARM. Substantively, I'm the DDG of Research there, while our current DG is on medical leave. And David, I told David that I was coming today, and he sends his good wishes to NAARM and all the stakeholders of NAARM. But I'm responsible for research at ICAR-NAARM, and I want to reflect on that in terms of the topic that I was asked to speak about in reshaping Indian agriculture for doubling farmer income by 2022. The Prime Minister of India's call to arms for the agricultural community in India to really improve the livelihoods and the profitability, the ability of Indian farmers and agriculture to deliver. Before I go on to that, I want to say a bit more about my strong connection with India. I think Dr. Soames talked about that I did my own PhD studies in India. I came to India as a young, naive PhD student in 1982. I came to ICAR-NAARM and I was a crop physiologist working with Fran Bittinger and Alagaswamy and Maharashtra in 1982 and 83 to do my studies on pearl millet, the physiology of pearl millet. And it's always pleasing to me to be able to speak to students, those that have just finished their PhD or here at NAARM doing their training to enter the ICAR institutes or the agriculture universities, to be able to speak to you, students, about the great career that you're going to have looking forward. Those of us that are older, we are looking back on a career when we started like you were and thinking about how can we contribute in this really important area of agricultural research. So it's really pleasing for me to have come to India in 1982 and 83, studied here, had a career in Australia, working for CSIRO, Australia's National Science Agency, and then to return in 2015 as the DDG of Research at ICAR-NAARM and now Acting Director General, to think about the opportunity that awaits you in your careers, that you will do good science, that's very important, good research, you'll publish that research will lead on to impacts. And then in your career, you'll have the opportunity to lead. You'll lead projects, you'll lead programs. And I was just talking to Srinivasa, the director, this morning when I arrived, and a number of other directors and former directors, that many in your class will become directors of ICAR institutes and vice chancellors of universities. You will be leading research in the years to come. So what a fantastic career that awaits you around agricultural research. So congratulations on joining the training programs for the students here in NAARM. Take advantage of what you're going to learn, and best wishes as you go forward in your careers. So in 1982 I came to India, and some things haven't changed and some things have changed a lot. If I go to Charminar today or to Golconda or Abids, it doesn't look very different from 36 years ago. But if you go to the high-tech city, then things have changed a lot. When I was at ICAR-NAARM in 1982, there was farmland between Secunderabad and ICAR-NAARM, Patancheru. You could see rice fields. Now you see housing all that way, and you can see the development that India is undergoing in terms of urbanisation, but also the pressures on agriculture. When I go to visit farms in India now, you see some real advance. You know, farmers have changed what they're growing. You see hybrid maize, you see BT cotton. So agricultural technology has contributed to the development of Indian agriculture over the last 36 years. But you see many things that haven't changed. You're seeing the lack of mechanisation, that farmers are still using very old agronomic practices. The connection to markets is not quite there as it should be. So my impression when I came back to India is one of great admiration for what India is able to achieve. India is the top producer in the world of milk, pulses, cotton, jute, bananas and mango. It's number 2 in the world in rice and wheat. Two of the biggest and most important food crops, rice and wheat, are number 2 in the world in production. It's very impressive what Indian agriculture has been able to achieve over a number of years. And that is due credit to India's investment in agricultural research and support for agricultural research, for bringing the best talent into agricultural research, into ICAR and the state agriculture universities. I see that every day, that the quality of the human resource in India is second to none anywhere in the world. If you want to recruit a professional around agriculture, well, it doesn't matter what profession, but if you want to recruit a physiologist, a climate change scientist, a genomic scientist, then India can provide the best in the world here. I'm convinced of that. You have great talent. And you can see that in the achievements that you've made in agriculture. As I said, the productivity, the production, the successes in agriculture in India are really amazing. I also have become very appreciative of what the government of India does to support Indian farmers through tax exemptions, fertiliser subsidies on seed and energy, cheap crop insurance, tariffs to block markets. I'll say a little bit more about tariffs coming back, and price support. And the concerns about small farmers, about how farming is a risky endeavour. And since 2014, I read a recent report that 8 states have waived over $25 billion of farmer debt over the last 4 years. conscious about the concerns of small farmers. In fact, India spends about $30 billion per year in direct support for agriculture. That is an incredible support by the government for Indian agriculture. The report I read, it was a report in The Economist in July this year, though did put another picture on that it can be done better in India. In Indian agriculture may not, these policy support programs and tariffs, etc., may not be the best thing. And that's why I think it's so important that NAARM, you do the job you do, releasing policy briefs about the consequences of different policies and what the opportunities for changing the way that significant subsidies can be implemented is a very important activity. So Ranjit and your team, congratulations on this. I think there's much more to be done. In fact, this article I read in The Economist was suggesting that while India invests in the order of $30 billion in direct support for agriculture, Indian farmers are losing out in something in the order of $40 billion of return if they were able to truly enter international markets, if they were able to compete and send their products on the world stage. And so in actual fact, the Indian government subsidies could be supporting the consumers in India, and that might be purposeful. It's important that India does provide inexpensive food to a very large population. But it also denies farmers access to possible higher prices and higher opportunities for their products. And so I think there is definitely a policy initiative there that has to understand that space. But the Indian government also invests in roads and infrastructure. You can see that every day. When I travel in Hyderabad or around India, the investment in roads and infrastructure. The Telangana government provides direct cash payments to farmers as a way of being able to better deliver subsidies and support. You can see the investment of not just the government, but the private sector. India is the start-up capital of the world. There's so much innovation, entrepreneurship in India about looking for opportunities to be able to provide services. And agriculture is an active domain where many of these startups are looking to provide services to farmers. So I think Prime Minister Modi's call for doubling farmer incomes has really caught the attention of all our institutes about how we can help deliver that. It has to be a combination of the public investment and the private sector investment. And we have to seek innovation. What farming practices, what technologies have been there in the past, those technologies in terms of our crop varieties, our agronomic practices, but also how we enter value chains. That has to change as we go forward. We have to look for opportunities to innovate in that whole value chain. I think when I first started agriculture, when I was a PhD student in 1982, my thinking was mostly around technologies on the farm. How can I look to better agronomic practices? How can we look at better risk management in terms of how we invest in agriculture? But in agricultural research now, it has to take a much wider view. It has to have an innovation systems approach. That is looking at from what's happening on the farm through the value chain into markets and policies. That whole continuum is where agricultural research needs to provide innovation. A market-led, market demand for agricultural commodities is very important. And so how can the markets be met by agriculture is an area, and how can agriculture, whether it's the varieties we produce, the commodities with certain nutritional aspects are produced, how can they meet market demand? And there's value capture through the whole value chain there, from the farmers, and equitable capture of value. So India is at a crux. You've achieved so much in terms of your agriculture. But there's more to do, there's more challenges, as noted by your Prime Minister. And this confronting article I read in The Economist about more has to be done for farmers in India. I want to move on to put that in the context of a broad global issue. Just yesterday I returned from Mali and Senegal in West Africa. So ICAR-NAARM has our headquarters, and we're well hosted in India, in Telangana State, here at Patnajaru. But we have our operations globally. We work we have offices and research facilities in 8 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. We have staff in 13 countries. And the concerns of sub-Saharan Africa are today very much like they were in India 20 or 30 years ago. Farmers are living in poverty. They're not producing commodities that are meeting markets. The level of nutrition is not being achieved that needs to be achieved. And so I think ICAR-NAARM is in a very good position to be able to help address this issue. And one of the approaches, one of the strategies we have to have is learn from what's been achieved in India and to be able to take that to Africa. African farmers, African value chain investors, African governments need to learn from the achievements of India, from institutions such as ICAR and the state agriculture universities. This South-South collaboration is an important policy in India, and it's an important agenda for ICAR-NAARM as an international centre. So I do invite NAARM to help us on that agenda. Srinivasa, can you and your team consider what you have learnt in terms of training and supporting policy in India, and how can we help African countries? There is real need in sub-Saharan Africa. I think they are 20 or 30 years behind India. There's still the same pressures of population. There's the imminent threats of climate change. There are ill-developed markets there, and they have to address that. And agricultural research has a strong role in terms of on-farm productivity, in being able to create commodities that can meet markets, the burgeoning markets in Africa, and globally to help many of those countries enter international markets. So I think that's a requirement of ICAR-NAARM's mandate, and we want to leverage the strong partnerships we have with the really excellent institutes in India to help support that agenda. I have many roles. I'm currently acting in the Director General, but I'm also the Director of a global program for grain, legumes and dryland cereals. Those dryland cereals are millets and sorghum. India has made 2018 the National Year of Millets. Millets, we, with our partners in IIMR, Indian Institute of Millet Research, we talk about millets as being smart foods. They're good for you. You should be eating millet every day. That's traditionally what people here ate. And so millets are good for you nutritionally. They're good for the planet in terms of their issues such as their carbon and water footprints. And they're good for the small farmer. They are, if there's the right price incentives and market incentives, they can produce good returns and provide diversified income. So I'm the director of a global program. That program is worth about $400 million, investing in these pulse crops and millets and sorghums. The ICAR institutes are part of that global program about delivering benefits from these crops. Starting with our crop improvement programs, ICAR-NAARM is investing in modernising the way we do crop improvement. We've been, our own institute, ICAR-NAARM, has started in 1972. We're into our 46th year. And we've been breeding as such for that amount of time, and we've achieved some impacts. But we have to do better. We have to accelerate the benefits from crop improvement, to put varieties and hybrids in the market that meet market demand. Sobering for us is one of our major donors, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Recently, one of their program managers told me they've invested, that foundation alone, $850 million in the crop improvement programs of the CGIAR. That's ICAR-NAARM, CIMMYT, IRRI, ICAR-NAARM, etc. $850 million over the last 9 years. And they say we have not got the return out of that investment. That's an incredible amount of money. And for them to say there's not a good enough return in terms of helping small farmers. What did they do? They said, well, we could either withdraw that money and place it somewhere else, put it into health or medicine or somewhere. But no, the Gates Foundation has said they're going to double down. They're going to reinvest and reinvest more in crop improvement for the nations of the world. But we have to do it in a modern way. We have to do it in a modern approach to take on the new tools from genomics and genetics to be able to deliver market-demanded varieties at a pace that's going to maintain productivity growth in South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. So they're offering a new investment, significant new investment to modernise our programs. And my understanding is that they're also wanting to invest in ICAR. So one of the Gates Foundation program officers was here just last week negotiating a new grant to ICAR to provide access to the breeding management system software that can help the ICAR breeding programs in India. So India is a leader and a participant in these global programs. And hopefully the institutes here can see ICRISAT as an appropriate partner to how to deliver this international agenda. What can I say in conclusion is that agricultural research is incredibly important. I was lucky and I met a number of distinguished professors and directors and doctors of agricultural research here today. When we started our careers, we were employed to do agricultural research, to seek new knowledge, to be able to publish that knowledge. And our impact was through our publications, our peers reading that research and being able to progress, to build on the shoulders of those who have gone before us so that we can increase the knowledge in the world, the innovation in the world. That was a fantastic agenda that we had. For you young graduates, for those of you entering your careers now, it's more challenging. You have to maintain that desire for agricultural research, for innovation, for discovery. That's incredibly important that we continue our investment in research and understanding and innovation. But that's only one agenda that you will be judged on going forward. Today, the agenda is also about the impact you have, how you may take that research knowledge and pass it on to beneficiaries, those beneficiaries either being farmers, value chain actors, or government in terms of their policy. When you're standing in this position in 30 or 40 years' time, you'll be looking back on a career where you'll be able to talk about not just the agricultural innovation and the research that you've done, but also about the impacts that you have been able to lead through your research. I think that's a very good evolution in our careers, to have these joint demands around agricultural innovation and impact on the ground. That's what our governments are asking for, that's what our donors, our supporters are asking for, that's what your Prime Minister is asking for, that's what your Director is asking for. So I think agricultural research has to maintain prominence and primacy in that agenda. There's still much to learn around agriculture in terms of research, and there's much to deliver, and there's many challenges to give. So, in conclusion, I wish the current students that are undertaking NAARM programs all the best in your careers. Take full advantage of what you're learning here. Look forward to the opportunities your career is going to offer. To the NAARM staff, congratulations on the fantastic work you do. You are incredibly privileged at NAARM. You get to meet all these young change agents before they go out into the world and have an influence on them. What a great opportunity you have, and a great opportunity to create the future leaders. So congratulations on all the work you do. I hope I can come back more informally sometimes from us, so I can learn more about the program. Also to look for where we can partner with NAARM around some of the research that you're doing. I'm really interested in how we can have much greater say within the policy domain, and you're the experts in that, so I'm looking forward to coming back and spending time with you then. So congratulations again. Thank you. I issue an invitation to all of you to come and visit ICAR-NAARM at any time. We're your neighbours in Hyderabad here. We want to partner with our neighbours. ICAR-NAARM has our headquarters here, but has a connection to the world. And I'm talking to my own staff about how we might utilise that. Just before I finish, just briefly on this, ICAR-NAARM has 26 nationalities working from around the world. It's a diverse organisation. We want to be able to use that. We want to be able to send our Indian scientists to Africa to have that experience, and Africans to India. And I open that opportunity to NAARM and CREDA and other institutes, if there is opportunity to leverage that footprint and that diversity for the benefit of people's own careers and for what they might deliver into these programs. So thank you again, Srinivasan, for my invitation here. My best wishes to everybody. I've really enjoyed today, and I've really been honoured with the opportunity to speak to you. Thank you very much.
India is leading in production of various agriculture commodities, but still there is a wide scope in improvement in various fields like agriculture research and farm mechanization. And being the young, bright minds of today and future of tomorrow, sir, we take this responsibility to make India second to none. I express my sincere gratitude, sir, for your best wishes for our careers and your inspiring words. Thank you so much, sir. Leaders aren't born, they are made. And they are made just like anything else, through hard work. And that's the price we'll all have to pay to achieve that goal or any goal. With these inspiring words from Vince Lombardi, I would like to invite after Honorable Director Dr. C.H. Srinivas Rao for the felicitation of our Honorable Chief Guest. Thank you, sir. I feel extremely privileged to call upon our Honorable Director, ICAR-NAARM, Dr. C.H. Srinivas Rao, to come to the podium for the presidential remarks. Please, sir.
Thank you, dear students, and congratulations each one of you on 43rd Foundation Day of NAARM. సో తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే నార్మ్ పుట్టినరోజు 43వ పుట్టినరోజు చాలామంది మన ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఉన్నారు. సో మీ అందరికి కూడా చాలా శుభాకాంక్షలు, కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్. అలానే మనం ఇంకా బాగా పనిచేస్తూ విల్ బీ సెలబ్రేటింగ్ నామ్ ఫౌండేషన్ డే ఇన్ మోర్ బిఫిట్టింగ్ మేనర్, మోర్ కాన్ఫిడెంట్ మేనర్, సో దట్ ది వే we contribute better to the nation. Firstly, Dr. Peter Carberry, Dr. Som, Dr. Krishnan, my colleagues here, our registrar Ashish Roy ji, Dr. B. Venkateshwarlu is our QRT member, Honorable Director of Former Director of CREDA and former Vice Chancellor MPKU Parbani. We have another Venkateshwarlu. We believe whenever more Venkateshwarlus are there, there are blessings here for NAARM. Our Honorable, our Institute Management Committee member, Venkateshwarlu Garu, he is very, very progressive expert in seed systems. And Dr. Ramarao Garu and former director NAARM, Dr. Samireddy, Director Krida, Dr. Valeti, Director Indian Institute of Rice Research, Dr. KPC Rao Garu, our teacher and also our former faculty of NAARM, Dr. Chari, Project Coordinator, All India Coordinator Research Project on Dryland Agriculture, Dr. Vijay Kumar and Project Coordinator, All India Coordinator Research Project on Agrometeorology, and Anwar Saab, he was our teacher also, and also our ICR colleagues from all other institute, Dr. Rao from Millet Institute, NAARM faculty, NAARM staff members, dear students of PGDMA students, Angrao students, media personnel, and all award-winning our 15 staff, proud staff, and also their family members. And a lot of press coverage came today. In fact, many newspapers have covered today in that what NAARM would like to do in next year, what NAARM did last year and NAARM intended to do next year. Initially, very, very thankful to Dr. Peter Carberry, of course. In fact, yesterday late night he arrived from abroad after long travels, and he could not say no to me, and thankful for gracing this occasion, delivering Foundation Day lecture. And also I told yesterday, I spoke to our DG, Dr. Mahapatraji, that today Dr. Peter is coming to NAARM to address these things. He is very, very happy and conveyed his best wishes to you. And he is a board member of ICAR-NAARM, and he is coming on 22nd here, 22nd September to address foundation course. And all other colleagues, and first of all, congratulations, మీ అందరికీ అభినందనలు 15 award winners ki. First of all, why we celebrate Foundation Day? In fact, all 108 ICR institutes, for that matter, any organization do Foundation Day. What are the critical objectives of this Foundation Day? One thing is that to celebrate our past success stories, and we need to dedicate to our objectivity. Which objectivity NAARM is established, and how to take forward. So it will make our remembrance that to do better job for perhaps better than previous year. Dr. Peter, last year also, our chief guest was Dr. S.M. Virmani. He was former principal scientist and leader of agroecosystems. He has given around 8-9 suggestions. We try to implement also those points. In fact, very important points he suggested last Foundation Day, and we try to implement the way you have suggested some of the points, like, in fact, for entire country, 108 ICR institute. In fact, when Dr. Peter entered in my room morning, when IAS people tell that which batch you are, I am from 80 batch, 90th batch. So I am also seeing that in ARS also is same. So same is the culture what we have. And for example, wherever entire ICR, if you go 108 ICR institutes, and we can relate each other which batch of NAARM. So these are all NAARM products. I personally believe that all 6,000 scientists of ICR are the NAARM products, because we are putting the first 4 to 5 months way how to transform them best scientists to serve the country, to serve the poor farmers, to serve the overall objectivity of the organizations. So we are very proud to be here, Dr. Peter, and in this endeavor, we would like to take further. In fact, I myself worked at ICAR-NAARM for 3 years, 2003, 6, 7, 8, 3 years. And in fact, I was holding entire capacity building program there. And NAARM and ICAR-NAARM should do our former Director Generals, Dr. Ayyappan, Dr. Mangal Rai, Dr. Punjab Singh, and another Dr. R.S. Paroda mainly. I should start with Dr. R.S. Paroda and Dr. Ayyappan, Dr. Punjab Singh and Dr. Mangal Rai. They were suggesting that strong ICAR-NAARM and NAARM collaboration should be there. Here, Dr. Peter, we have 1.3 billion population in India, and in fact, agriculture production is in fact approximately 90 million tons this year, fourth estimate, and another 300 million tons in horticulture crops. And perhaps we are reaching saturation. So where to take forward these messages? Next step is that South-South collaborations, South Asian countries, our African countries, how to help that to come out that food security and nutrition issues. Very happy to participate in this endeavor, and we need to have in fact large collaborations between ICAR-NAARM and NAARM. Similarly, we have been working with other CGIAR institute like IFRI, other institute. I think being at Hyderabad, ICAR-NAARM and NAARM should work further and in strong collaborations. Friends, my special congratulations to 15 award winners, and whoever got, they should be very proud. Who will be remaining, they are in the waiting list. So every year is a foundation day, and we will take board everybody. మీ అందరికీ చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే ఈ 15 మంది these are the award winners this year, and many others are in the waiting list. So waiting list berths are occupied subsequent year whenever things come. Issue that, friends, my special request to these 15 award winners are there. Why anybody is given recognition, award winner? And they need to be a role models for this. In fact, any award winning staff member of NAARM, people are watching them next 1 year. Oh, this candidate, this faculty is given, this member, not faculty, this staff member is given award. It means that you will be working with more dedication, more honesty, more sincerity, more proactiveness. So that is the expectation from మీ అందరు 15 మంది దగ్గర నుంచి ఇదే expectation, so that others who are there in the waiting list will see that yes, perhaps we would also dream to be like this, work to be like that, so that they will be doing, they will be coming forward. Maybe it is a Swachh Bharata, maybe green energy, maybe infrastructure, maybe accounts admin, anybody. So that is my expectations. Anyway, I am after you people, and also thank you for all the members who participated in planting trees. In fact, planting trees is very important to, particularly speaking to Telugu state programs, Haritaharam here in Telangana and Chettu Meeru in Andhra Pradesh, and we would like to see more greening and more green campus. In fact, when I joined here 1.5 years back, Honorable Former Director Krida, Dr. B. Venkateshwarlu came, Dr. Srinivas, it is very flush green, would like to, very beautiful campus, academy. But you add some more flower plants. So you have seen, sir, high level members, dignitaries come. For example, 22nd, at the cost of repetition, DG is coming 22nd. Before that, Secretary ICR is coming. Dr. Manju Sharma, former Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, is coming on 29th. And also 2 DDGs are coming. And Secretary, ASRB Chairman, that is A.K. Srivastava, is coming. So many high dignitaries are coming. Whenever they take suggestions, the way Dr. B. Venkateshwarlu suggested, we try to improve, sir, and your suggestions. And sir, Dr. Peter, you have talked about doubling the farmers' income. We have 108th foundation course. I was telling that what is this foundation course, 108th batch. In this 108th foundation course, you asked me which batch I belong. I belong to 40th foundation course, just like that I was here for 1992. And at present, 108th batch of foundation, they are in the villages now. They are the field experience training. This is the way we are very close to, and how policies are made. Recently, we have made policy briefs. Well, first policy brief came on one of the policy brief, artificial intelligence, how to use that. Another is that markets, e-mandis. Today is another food consumption pattern. Then next one policy is agri-entrepreneurship. Like that, how policies are made, taking the field experience, and also how to take the larger implementation at the national level. So this is the way our colleagues, 135 young scientists, recently just joined scientists of ICR, are at the field level, and it is called field experience training, FET. And you congratulated, we are 60 plus MBA students of postgraduate diploma in Agri MBA. Through them, we wanted to see that how to see that agriculture as a business. And without adding business, agriculture will be remaining, will be like that agriculture, and income cannot be added unless a business angle and entrepreneurship development is not developed. So that is the way, and we have World Bank project of our education division of ICR, higher education project. Under that, we are also training students, BSc Agriculture students. Here are the 25 students of Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, and they are being trained, and how ICTs are being utilized in agriculture. So these are some of the people who are participants are there. Around 97, sir, around 97 Indian Forest Service, trainees are coming to NAARM on October 6th, 7th. Perhaps they are staying 4 days. So we are organizing training capsule for Indira Gandhi Forest Academy, Dehradun. And similarly, we are trying to reach that Indian Administrative Service, IAS persons, because maybe district collector, maybe district forest officer, agriculture is a key important. Natural resources are very, very key important. That's why we wanted to train them and expose them how district resources are there, agriculture livelihoods are there. So that is the way we would like to see that as an agriculture academy, we would like to reach that forest academy and Mussoorie Academy, Indian, similarly police academy. And that is our next step. And as you suggested that Dr. Peter, how we are reaching South-South collaborations. Recently, we organized a regional climate policy for SAARC countries. We are developing paper and making proceedings of how climate adaptation is a priority. Policy decision is required for these very, very vulnerable districts like Pakistan, maybe Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Maldives, India. And these countries are highly vulnerable to climate change. How regional policy and regional implementation climate actions are required. And recently, as our Dr. Som was telling, that this is the first international training program we organized. 20 leaders of ICR, research managers, have been exposed to the 6 countries, Thailand, China, and Malaysia, and Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. First time ICR spent money to expose 20 senior managers to these 6 countries to get exposed how that management research management is done. And you also spoke about agri-entrepreneurship. In fact, we recently, one of the advantages for NAARM, Dr. Peter, is that we may not be doing field experiments in NAARM campus, but we are the aggregator for all the technologies from all 108 ICR institute. That is the way recently we compiled 100 agri startups based on ICR technologies. Honorable Prime Minister is releasing that book, this agri startup book, preferably in October, maybe World Food Day, some important program is there, and organizing secretary is from NAARM only, and that book is being released by Honorable Prime Minister. And we have done HRM policy recently, and when ICR, when number of staffs are being decreased at some of the institutes, this is the one institute where additional position was given. That is called Joint Director Research Policy. At present we have Joint Director Training, and we have been given sanctioned another Joint Director Research Policy. What for research policy Joint Director is supposed to handle this thing? Our thing is that, for example, how much paddy area to be grown in India? Whether we need to all 44 million hectares of paddy area is required when a lot of climate change droughts are happening, and we are 110 million tons of food paddy, whether to be produced that much or we need to diversify. If we have to diversify, which are the ecosystem we have to diversify? Another think tank is that whether how many farmers need to continue in agriculture, how many youth need to be there in agriculture. Perhaps these are the some of the think tank for that Joint Director position has been given, and another 3 studies we are taking, Dr. Peter, and every institute we have QRT. It is a technical auditing. For example, Dr. B. Venkateshwarlu is the QRT chairman of Kajri. Dr. Mangal Rai is the QRT chairman of NAARM. The suggestion from Standing Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, where 15 member of parliaments visited NAARM, spent half day. The suggestion given by Standing Parliamentary Committee is that you need to evaluate how many QRT recommendations have been given to for entire ICR institute, how many have been implemented. Similarly, we have Venkateshwarlu, we have Research Advisory Committee. How many research recommendations have been given by Research Advisory Committee? Just like ICRISAT, you two have board and other meetings. And how many have been implemented? If it is not implemented, again, same story will come. Then similarly, Dr. Som is taking another project. For example, many people are taking many projects. 6,000 scientists, maybe 2 projects each, 12,000 projects. Research projects in ICR. What is the duplicacy of research projects? So we will be developing that what is the duplicacy of research in entire ICR. And recently we had many MOUs, and in fact one of our Agri Technology Business Incubation Center received Best Emerging Technology Incubator Award from DST, Honorable Minister of DST. And also one of our incubatee has received award from Honorable Bill Gates in AP Agri Tech Summit in Visakhapatnam in last year. So that is the way we are moving forward. And last point perhaps is that we wanted to be very near to farmers. And whoever speaks, everybody speaks about doubling the farmers' income. So NAARM felt that as a scientists speak, technocrats speak, policymakers speak, politicians speak, collectors speak, but what are the farmers' voice? Raitule em cheptaru dantlo. So that's why we invited farmers, 150-60 farmers from 24 states. Then they made presentation. If doubling the farmers' income has to be done, these are the things required in Odisha. These are the things required in West Bengal. These are the things to be prioritized in Meghalaya. These are the things required for Andaman Nicobar Islands. So taking those things, we developed proceedings. These will be Honorable Minister of State Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Government of India has come and facilitated all 150-60 farmers, and we are providing these recommendations to Shekhawat and to implement. These are the issues, some of the issues. My experience is that in the state of Meghalaya, then very valuable turmeric is being grown. When we introduced a small turmeric processing unit, value addition, they made wonderful things. That's why people often criticize when Honorable Prime Minister said that doubling the farmers' income, many people tell that whether it is possible, not possible. I personally see that in many villages, many things, sometimes not doubling the farmers, It happened 5 times also. It happened 7 times. I have seen in South Parganas in West Bengal, farmers' income with optimum technologies, suitable technologies under NICRA program, and almost farmers' income doubled 10 times. 10 times. So these are the messages we need to take. That's why we are very, very close to farmers also, and also, and all the members. I wish to thank each one of you collectively and together, and with the encouragement and mentorship, just like Dr. Peter Carberry, ICAR-NAARM has given here, and Dr. Vermani last year, and all already former directors, former vice chancellors, and our honorable IMC members, many are here. And our RAC chairman is also our research advisory committee chairman, also former vice chancellor Jawaharlal Nehru University, is a Padma Shri awardee. And such a high level members, and we are taking the advice of all them and try to see that basically how to serve out through NAARM, how to enrich the capacity building program for entire ICR and taking forward South-South collaboration. Second objective is how to make that research policy for entire ICR and national agriculture, all 70 universities. So perhaps Dr. Peter, when you visit next time, we will be presenting you some more success stories in these directions, in these endeavors. And my colleagues, on behalf of all my colleagues, my students, my faculty, my staff, I promise ICR, I promise you and everybody here that we will be performing. And this is 43rd Foundation Day. Next year we will be celebrating 44th celebrating. Certainly all our colleagues, each one of you, including me and you, we will be doing a better job that compared to last year, we will be doing better job next year, so that we will be proudly celebrating 44th Foundation Day. Thank you very much for coming over, gracing this occasion, and we will be keep interacting to work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. M. Krishnan, Head ESM Division NAARM, to give the vote of thanks.
Dignitaries on the dais, faculty, colleagues and students. It is my proud privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on the important day of our 43rd Foundation Day. I, on behalf of the director, on behalf of the faculty, as well as my own personal behalf, and the entire academy, profusely thank Dr. Peter Carberry, Director General ICAR-NAARM, for taking time to be with us this morning. Thank you very much, sir, for delivering a very insightful and thought-provoking lecture that will be cherished by us for years to come. I express my sincere thanks to our director, Dr. Srinivasa Rao, for taking great pains in organizing this 43rd Foundation Day of the Academy and delivering the presidential address. Thank you very much, sir, for your visionary remarks and observations. But for your lead, we may not have been able to organize this function so well. Sincere thanks are also to Dr. S.K. Som, Joint Director in charge, who is a man behind the function who meticulously planned everything, taking care of each and every minute, minute detail in sequence of the function. Thank you very much, Dr. Som, for your untiring efforts. Thanks are also due to the academic cell led by Dr. Vijender and his team, Dr. Lakshman and his team for arrangements for the plantations, Sri Rajagopal audio, Sri Naresh video, and all others on the team who have made this event possible. Sincere thanks to Sri Sham Bahadur and team at the hostel and dining for management of the refreshments and lunch to follow. Thanks and congratulations to all the prize winners and to be prize winners in the later years for your hard work and diligence. Thanks to all the dignitaries, Vice Chancellor Dr. Venkateshwarlu and Mr. Venkateshwarlu, and former directors of sister institutes, colleagues and other institutes, and also colleagues of NAARM for taking time to attend the Foundation Day celebrations. Thanks also to our own Dr. P. Krishnan as well as Mrs. Rukmini for the award function arrangements, NAARM colleagues and students and trainees. Special thanks to the anchors, Ms. Bhargavi and Ms. Anu. Thank you very much.